According to the FTC, Americans were scammed out of $249 million due to fake business and passive income scams in just the first 3 quarters of 2022. People reported more than 69,557 incidents of scams, which resulted in millions of dollars of financial loss. Now, the amount of fraud wasn't always this high, but employment and business-related scams rose big time in 2020 as criminals took advantage of people who lost their jobs during the pandemic. Now, in this video, I'm going to expose these online passive income scams for what they are: blatant theft and lies. Now, if you see ads on YouTube or Facebook for these types of businesses, run as far away as you can get. After all, YouTube is the primary breeding ground for these get-rich-quick schemes because if you are a good talker and you sound convincing, then you can get a lot of people to pay you money. Video is by far the best medium for scams because you can see and listen to the con artists firsthand, which builds trust. What up, everyone? My name is Steve Chu and I run 2 7-figure businesses over at bumblebeelinens.com selling handkerchiefs and my blog over at mywifequitterjob.com. I'm also the author of the Wall Street Journal best-selling book, The Family First Entrepreneur. Now, I've been in the online space for over 16 years now, and I've seen and practiced nearly every business model. Here are the ones that suck. So first up, let's talk about Amazon automation. This is a business model that became super popular during the pandemic. And at the time, no one was shopping in brick and mortar stores and e-commerce sales skyrocketed. Now, during this period, many e-commerce store owners were killing it online. According to the Census Bureau, e-commerce grew by 43% in 2020 compared to just 14.9% the year before. So scammers decided to capitalize on this trend and came up with a get-rich-quick scheme to start a done-for-you Amazon business for other people. Basically, you pay an Amazon automation for money, they do all the work, and you collect a check for doing absolutely nothing. Now, I actually went through and sat through an entire sales pitch for you, and here's how it works. Basically, you pay a company a whopping $30K to find a product for you to sell on Amazon, and they do all the work. They find the product, they find the suppliers, they create an Amazon listing, they run ads for you, and you are essentially an investor. But the difference between investing in a real company and Amazon automation is that everything is done in your name. They create an Amazon account in your name and manage it for you. And every month, you pay the Amazon automation from 15% of your top line revenue as a management fee. That's revenue, not profit. Now, here's why this scam is convincing. The Amazon automation firm supposedly specializes in selling on Amazon and is an expert in making money on the platform. They'll show you fake income statements, testimonials, and even show you some live products on Amazon that they claim are theirs. And they'll lead you to believe that you'll make $100K in profit after your first year with them. Now, the sales pitch that I sat through claims that a conservative ROI is 200% of what you put in. For every 100 products launched, on average, only 3 don't perform well. Now, the $30K fee covers 3 products on Amazon, and they imply that their failure rate is 3%, and even if one of the products is a dud, the remaining 2 will more than make up for the shortfall. Basically, if you don't know anything about selling on Amazon, the pitch can come across as pretty convincing. Now, what does that $30K get you? The $30K only covers their management of the product and the research. For example, you still need to pay for the inventory up front. You also need to pay for the cost of advertising and any associated Amazon fees. Also, there's no guarantee of success. This is all in the fine print. In the event that your product doesn't sell well, you're left holding the bag. Now, the Amazon automation firm literally has zero responsibility if anything goes wrong because everything is in your name. And here's the kicker. You still have to pay them 15% of your top line revenue, no matter what. Now, personally, I've sold on Amazon for many years now. In a good case scenario, you're making a 30% gross margin after Amazon fees. It's not uncommon to spend 15% of your revenue on advertising. Now, after the Amazon automation firm's cut, you literally make nothing, although they claim that their products all carry at least a 40% gross margin. By the way, if you want to learn the right way to sell products online under your own brand, make sure you sign up for my free 6-day e-commerce mini course below. Now, here's what's hilarious. During the sales pitch I sat through, the presenter spent like 15 minutes trying to convince me that 15% of my top line revenue is in my favor. They claim that they purposely want you to keep more of your profits so that you can reinvest your money back into inventory. And here's the exact example they gave. First off, if they didn't charge you 15%, The alternative would be to charge you 30% of your net profit. 15% is less than 30% is how they spin it, which implies that you get to keep more money. Then they throw some numbers into the mix. Let's say you sell a product for $100 with a 60% margin. When they take only 15% of your top line, that's only $15. But if they take 30% of your profit, that's 60 times 0.3 or $20. $15 is less than $20, so they're actually saving you money. Well, here's the big problem with this logic. It is highly unlikely that they will find you a product that makes you 60% margins on Amazon after fees. No way. 30% is more realistic, and that's not even taking into account advertising costs and other fees. Also, 15% of top-line revenue means that the Amazon automation firm always makes money no matter what, even if you are selling at a loss. The only way you can possibly make money is if your margins are higher than 30%, which is possible, but difficult. Now, for the average private label Amazon seller, your product costs a third, you pay Amazon a third, and you get to keep a third of your revenue. Now, the key question here is, if these Amazon automation firms know what they're doing, why do they need your $30K? Well, they claim that they need more capital to expand their portfolio and that they want to share their profits with you. Now, hearing that last line was enough for me to just leave the presentation. Now, if you just do a little bit of Googling, a lot of the Amazon aggregators are hurting big time, and many went out of business in the past year. Now, when in theory, it is possible to make money this way, it is highly unlikely. Plus, there are no laws being broken here. They tell you upfront that you bear all the risk and that there's no guarantee of success, and everything is in your name, and the fees are non-refundable. Now, the second online passive income scam I want to talk about is dropshipping. Dropshipping is where you make an arrangement with a supplier where you take orders online, but your supplier is responsible for storing and shipping products to the end customer. Now, I want to be upfront and say that dropshipping in itself is not a scam because you can in fact make money this way. 27% of online retailers actually use dropshipping to expand their product portfolio. Wayfair, one of the biggest dropshippers in the world, dropships about 95% of their products, and they made $12.35 billion in 2022. Now, the scam is how dropshipping is portrayed on YouTube. They make it sound so easy and risk-free, and then they try to sell you their services. This is how they get you in the door. First, they find a widget that's popular on TikTok right now, or something that's just gone viral on Instagram or YouTube. For example, have you seen those flying spinner balls on TikTok before? Basically, they have a built-in gyroscope in them, and if you throw it right, it floats in the air and comes right back to you. Now, here's the sales pitch. If you look up that product on AliExpress, which is the Chinese version of eBay, you'll find that it's only $3. Then, if you look on Amazon, you'll find that it sells for $30. You could be pocketing $27 per sale by dropshipping from AliExpress. Sign up for my dropshipping service and we'll set up your website, suppliers, everything for you. So what's the catch here? What they don't tell you is that all the crap you see on TikTok, Wish, and other platforms are really just cheap pieces of junk. Here's the reality of dropshipping from a marketplace like AliExpress. Almost everything is coming straight from China with no quality control. This is the typical order flow. Someone orders this ball from your website, you then place an order on AliExpress, and the cheapest shipping from AliExpress is $5. Great, no problem, right? But the shipping time is 30 to 50 days. If you want faster shipping, you'll have to pay 10x more than the product is worth. Not only that, but these products have poor quality control and often don't work. Also, the sellers on AliExpress are just random Chinese people and not real suppliers. Listings come and go every single day. But the biggest factor is that by the time these products become trends on TikTok, it's too late. It's already saturated. Just imagine yourself running a business where a customer orders something online and has to wait 2 months for it to arrive with no quality control. The customer service headaches alone wouldn't make it worth it. Now, you might make a couple bucks here and there, but this business is definitely not going to last. But why not sell a service that sets this all up for you for a fee? The business model in itself is compelling. Now, you don't have to store or worry about inventory, the upfront risk is low, and your profit margins, on paper at least, are ridiculously high. Now, technically, these scammers aren't violating any laws because they aren't promising you anything. Basically, if you sign up, it's out of your own stupidity. Now, this last scam is something known as For You Ecommerce. This is where a company sells you a complete website that is pre-populated with a bunch of dropshipping products in a nicely designed theme. Everything is included, and all the relationships with the dropshipping suppliers have been established. All you got to do is hook up credit card processing, and you are ready to take payments. Now, in most cases, these websites are visually beautiful and the product photography looks great too. You end up paying thousands of dollars for a store in a box. Sounds great, right? So what is the catch? The catch is that these companies are selling the exact same design to many, many people. The sites look the same, the products are the same, basically everything. Not only that, but the stores usually sell products that are super saturated, like home decor, clothing, etc., and the margins just are not good. It's next to impossible to build traffic to these sites because you don't make enough to pay for advertising, and it's near impossible to rank in Google for the search terms. Sure, you got a great looking website, but it looks identical to hundreds of other people who bought the same site with the same suppliers and the same products. Now, I hate to burst everyone's bubble, but starting any real business requires a lot of upfront work. For e-commerce specifically, I think the best way to create a long-term business today is to own your own brand and stop taking shortcuts. Now that you know what scams to avoid, watch this video here to learn some legit side hustles you can start with no money.